You should be further by now and you know about it. You work hard, you push, you do everything you have to do, you're disciplined, you invest in different courses, and you still don't see the result. Then I'm gonna share with you 4 reasons why you don't see the result after 33 years helping people and seeking and searching for why people, they don't see the result they work so hard for. I'm gonna share that with you. 33 years of experience learning and teaching to help you to understand what is going on. Often I'm saying to my people, you cannot conquer what you don't confront, and you cannot confront what you don't identify. If we don't go to the source of the problem to identify what is going on, you're going to continue to work hard and not see the result. Then stay with me, because today I'm going to share 4 reasons that if you learn these reasons, you apply this reason, and you do the action, you're going to see the transformation.
Hi, it's Dr. Martine Wilkie, and welcome to Be Limitless Podcast.
I'm Dr. Martine Wilkie, and since 33 years, I'm here to help people. And this is one thing that a lot of people, they face in their life. They work hard, they do everything they have to do, they're disciplined, they push, they invest, and they still don't see the result. And it's frustrating. You know about it, right? Because you look around you and see other people, they seem to have more success, seems to be easier for them, and you still struggle. You still have problems to see the result you would like. And it's about success. It's about fulfilling your dream. It's about to have what your heart desires. It's about to have the money you want. And you have this area in your life that you cannot see the result. Maybe you have other area in your life that you see the result. Maybe you have other area in your life, it's easy. Maybe it's your body, your health. Maybe it's in your relationship. Maybe it's your parenthood. Maybe it's your job, but other area, it seems never to want to change. And this is what I discover with time. The first reason that you have to realize is when you look at other people, they have the success you would like to have. You should be further and you don't see the result is because you have resistance working behind the scenes against you. And where comes from this resistance? The science proves now that you bear in your blood the memory of generation. And you have the signature of the failure of the generation before. Maybe you don't know your grandparents, maybe you don't know your grandparents, but you're dealing right now with what they faced in their life. And they had a ceiling, and you want to go higher of this ceiling. You want to succeed. You want to go higher maybe in your finances or your relationship or your weight, your body, but you don't see the result, but you're dealing with the same resistances that they were dealing with. And you have the signature in your gene, in your blood, the voices speak. And this is why it's written that the blood speak, the blood of your brother is crying out to me. And Yeshua said, this is my blood, take it. Why? Because the blood speak. Life is in the blood, the soul is in the blood, and you receive some part of the soul of your grandparents and what they face, the failure, the trauma, the experience, the anxiety, all the words they spoke. And you face this resistance now in your life. And if you don't realize that, and you try to fix the problem, always by doing more and more and more, you're never going to see the fulfillment of the work you're doing, the result you want. 30 seconds to share with you my brand new book, Activate Heaven on Earth with the Limitless Interface. You need this book if you want to activate the life of your dreams and you're tired to work so hard and don't see the breakthrough, don't see the change. You need to understand the psycho-neuro-spiritual system that I explain in this book with the right action strategies to manifest the dream that you have, the desires that you have, and to see the next level of wealth, success, abundance, and destiny for your life. You have one life to live, and you can maximize this life if you understand these principles and you apply it in your life. Then click on the link and get this book. You're going to be amazed by all the information and also the system to apply to see the transformation in your life. You cannot conquer what you don't confront. And you cannot confront what you don't identify. Then if you don't know the source and you don't recognize the source, then you're not going to confront the real source of the problem. You never fix a problem at the same level of the problem. You have to go higher of the problem. And if you try to fix a problem with everything you try to do in the visible, in the natural, and you don't realize you have some influence and voices in your blood that speak, that the university memory just proved by that, by the experience they have done. And they took a mouse and they create trauma with the mouse. Every time that the mouse was smelling the cherry flower, they were electrocuting the mouse. After they repeated the trauma again and again, what happened? They didn't have to electrocute the mouse when the cherry flower was coming. They would just have to do nothing. And the mouse was starting to freak out because he was traumatized by the repetition of the experience with the electricity. This mouse had babies, and the babies reacting the same way that the father without having the same experience. And the grandbabies for 3 to 4 generations, same reaction, same fear, same trauma. And if you don't realize that you have same resistances, you know, in my family, they were very successful professionally. If you have a good job, you're fine, you have a good salary. You want to start a business, it was a failure. Everybody in my family that tried to start a business, they closed the business, they went back to a job. They were successful financially with their job, but not the business. And so many words were spoken against that, against the real estate, against the business. It's hard, it's complicated, blah, 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 so many words. By your words, you're buying. By your word, you will be condemned and justified. This is why by a word we speak life or death. And every word they spoke over their life then came in their soul came in the bloodline. And this is why when I started to have business at 15 years old, my first business, it was okay because it was not like a full-time. I was studying. Then I got a good job and I started a nonprofit organization for deaf women abuse, and it was okay. But when I want to start another business, close. Another business, failure. Then I realized what is going on. Why I can manage a nonprofit organization that don't belong to me and it's successful, but it's a job because I have no personal, dividends or stuff that I'm building for myself for a business. I'm building a nonprofit organization. Then why it's going good? And when I want to try to start a business, same thing, but it's profitable. I don't make profit. It's not working. And I realized they spoke so many things against business, people in business, entrepreneurs, judging entrepreneurs. Then spiritually, I had to break that and I have to confess the truth and push against the real source of the problem. And every voice is in my blood that was speaking every time, facing risks, facing challenges. I needed to realize, okay, this is the pressure that is coming. And this is the first reason. The second reason, I didn't know the spiritual law that gives success, the universal law that brings success. And I was working hard, but to reverse and destroy what was coming against me, the reason number one. Reason number two, I had to learn the spiritual law that govern the earth because I'm a being spirit living a natural experience, and to understand, okay, like the law of return. If you sow, you're going to reap. If you give, you're going to receive. It's law. And in business, you have spiritual law for success. And I started to learn the spiritual law. And more you're going to learn the law, more you're going to be successful, because it's like the law of gravity. If you jump and you don't know the law, it's going to hurt. If you break the law will break you. And so many people, they start business. I'm going to do like this person. I'm going to do like this. And they don't understand. They break laws of success. And they ask themselves, why I'm doing the same thing and it's not working. And I work so hard and I should be further by now. And I don't see the result. When you break some law, the law breaks you, break your success. And more you understand the spiritual law. And in my book, The Limitless Interface, I explain 18 laws. In the 20 courses, I put in a bundle together to build this money ceiling breaker library. I explain these laws. I explain why you are not seeing the result and what to do with these laws. But one of these laws is the law of belief, but it's the law of assumption. It's further than just belief. Because you can believe that you're called to be successful. It's why you watch this video. You believe that your potential is higher than the level you see right now. You believe that you should be further by now. You believe that with everything you have, you should have more. And to believe is very important, but to assume it's another step, it's another level. Because when you assume that it's already done for your life, and you start to act like it's already done, you unlock something in your soul, in your psycho, in your neural, your brain, because your psycho doesn't make the difference. Your subconscious mind doesn't make the difference between what is real and what is fiction. When you look at a movie, you know in your conscious mind, this is just a movie. But your subconscious mind doesn't make the difference between what is real and what is fiction. And when you look at the movie, all your body start to react like it's real. Like you see like somebody jumping from the building, and you start to see your body just reacting, your heartbeat. And because your subconscious mind doesn't make the difference between the real and the fiction. And that's why you say, calm down, it's just a movie. You have to bring to your subconscious mind the reality, but it's just reacting with the fiction. And when you start to assume, you condition all your psycho, your neural, your body, your soul to receive what you're working so hard for. It makes all the difference. And when I started to work on myself with the assumption law and start to say, okay, I'm going to feel like it's already done. I'm going to speak like it's already done. I'm going to act like it's already done. You can change your life in 7 days. God created the earth in 7 days. You're created the image of God. And you can create the life of your dream with the 7-day cycle creation. How can you control a year if you cannot control 7 days? This is why I created this training, 7-day cycle creation. You have a checklist for every day what to do. 7 days you take control. If you take control over 7 days, again and again, you're going to take control over your year, and you're going to build the life of your dream. You're going to see your life be limitless and to go to another level again and again and again. This 7-day cycle creation, it's a powerful training, simple, fast result with the structure you need to take control over 7 days. Every day, you have some homework to do. You have your visualization, you have your affirmation, you have the video teaching, plus you have bonuses to help you to understand all the principle. You apply this 7-day cycle creation training, and you're going to see your life will change. You're not going to regret. This powerful training will get the result you work for so long, you hope for so long, you desire for so long. It's your time, it's your season. Take this amazing opportunity to create the life of your dream by applying the same principle. How God created the earth, you apply the same principle to create the life of your dream, and you're going to see it's working. Get this training right now. Click on the link below, and you will be so blessed, and you're going to see your life will change. I remember I can give you so many, examples for my weight, my marriage, my finances. But let's take my example in my marriage. When I met Alan, it was my second marriage. And I knew he was the man of my life and all, but we were two leaders. And it was really tough in the beginning of a relationship. It was good in the beginning. Beginning was good, but after that was really tough. And everybody, to the point that everybody was saying to us, you're better guys to separate, But I said, no, I know deep down in my heart, I believe this is the man for me. And I was not wrong. But the fight and just try to have argument and try to have conversation and try to fix the problem at this level, it was not working. When I realized the law of assumption, and I started to assume that a relationship was amazing, no matter the fact, no matter the visible, no matter what was going on in the process, but to stand on the promise like it's already done. My vision, my conviction, like it's already done, and just keeping this authority, this posture, and not having arguments here, not having to look at the flesh, the process, the fact, what was going on, what he was saying. No, I kept my posture to assume that I had an amazing marriage and see myself with him with an amazing relationship. And more I started to work on that, I unlocked the situation to just synergize together and to understand that where you focus is going to increase. Then when I was focusing on the problem, the weakness, I was giving power to that, because your RAS from your brain, you start to give power, and more you focus on something, more you're going to find situation and words to give power to where you focus. Where you start to focus on the destination like it's already done, and you have to be there before you get there, and you start to act like it's already done, everything around start to change. The third reason why you don't see the result, and you should be further by now, is to understand that you have a script written for your life. And more you understand who you are, your real identity, what you're called to do in this life, and you embrace that with joy. You embrace this life. You need to understand that you have a lifestyle that you were created for, that goes with your assignment, with who you are. And more you understand the lifestyle you want, the kind of life you want, the kind of schedule you want, where you want to work, how you want to work, where you want to live, what car you want to drive, what kind of life you want. More you have a clear picture of this lifestyle, more you're going to start to act according to that, to build according to that, not running after money, not running after the result, but running after who you are, running after the kind of person you are, your identity. And then you unlock everything was wrote in the script for your life to come in your life. And you start to build a life according to who you are, not according to what other people do to have the kind of life you want. You have to identify the kind of life you want, and then you're going to be inspired according to yourself, your identity, your persona, what to build. You know, you're going to start to attract the right people, the right money, the right situation, because you're in the right position of who you are. A fish knows that he is called to swim. An eagle knows that he's called to fly. Do you know what you're called to do? According to who you are, for what reason you were created. And then the lifestyle is a beautiful picture to help you to understand who you are and to build your life on that. And you're going to start to see more result, because life's going to start to give you according to really who you are, not to be a copy of somebody else. It's a spiritual law. Then you shouldn't be further by now with all the effort you provide and all the work, no matter what. But when you apply what I just said, number one, you have some resistance, the signature that comes from the bloodline. Maybe it's your weight, I had that. Maybe it's your finances, maybe it's your success, your destiny, your relationship, whatever. Number two, you need to realize that you are breaking some spiritual law, and the law breaks you, and you need to learn the law, like the law of assumption. Number three, understand who you are. You look at the lifestyle you want, and then you create the life you want according to that, and you're going to see more fuel, more result to the work you do. Number four, and you need to realize this concept, this information, because I never seen somebody else talking about that. Then listen. Number four is very important. Why other people are moving forward and you don't see the result in your life. You work so hard and you don't see the change. You would like to live the life of your dream. You would like to succeed the purpose of your life, your destiny, to succeed your dreams, your desire, but you don't see the change. You don't see the result. You don't see the transformation. And this is something I learned in my life the hard way, and I want to share that with you, that nobody talk about that. I wrote a book that it's called Activate Heaven on Earth with the Limitless Interface. And in this book, I talk about a hacker that is working behind the scene, try to contaminate and steal your life, what you're supposed to produce, to function well, to have result in your life. And if you don't understand that you are the interface and you are the portal between heaven and earth, and you have a hacker working behind the scene, that you look at other people, they seem to have success, it's easy for them, but you are fighting a resistance that other people maybe they don't have to fight in their life. And this is why I created the Success and Money Ceiling Breaker Library, to help you to understand the psycho, neuro, and spiritual system with the right action strategy to apply to change your life and to fulfill your dreams, to have the life you desire. I felt for everything in my life and I understood how to do it. And this is why I wrote this book and I built this library to help you to succeed the life you want. Not the life I want, the life you want. The life that you desire. You have one life to live. And this is why you have this money and success ceiling breaker library that you can have right now. $1 per course, 20 courses, $20 for 20 courses to help you to understand what is going on. The neuroscience, prove what I'm teaching, the psycho, the spiritual, and the right strategies. I'm a businesswoman. Faith without action is dead. You need to understand what to do in the natural, but 80% of the result come from the invisible, the psycho, the neuro, the spiritual. When you understand the 4 dimensions all together and you apply it in your life, you're going to start to have the result you want. This is how I started to have the weight that I wanted, the marriage, the money, the result, the health, the dream life, the lifestyle, everything. And I'm there for you. Take this course and you're going to be amazed how your life will change if you apply the principle. People, they have success in this area in their life that you would like to have the same success, or you have problem, you struggle to get the result you would like in some area. Realize, did you receive encouragement from your parents in your childhood in this area? Did you receive encouragement, support, blessing for people that were around you in this area? It's not something I want to bring in your life to condemn. They were able to give you what they had, but I just want to explain a concept here. I was listening to a huge successful lady in Quebec. She's French, and she built a huge business about makeup, ageless product, and she became, I think she's a billionaire. And she shared something that just proved my point that I just want to share with you. She was interviewed and she said, I come from a family that was average poor in a poor environment. But she said something very powerful. She said, I was their only child and they decided to invest everything on me. They started to encourage me, push me, be there for me. And what they have done, then they break in the bloodline this resistance financially. And because they started to invest in her and bless her and speak life and support and push her, then she started to be very successful. She received something that helped her to just unlock the success in her business. Now, Alan, my husband, my partner, it come from a family, then they say all kind of words. But one area, they didn't speak against that. They didn't speak against him in this area was the music. And this is the only area in his young age that he started to be successful. He had the support in this area. He had the blessing, the encouragement. Other places was like just words of death, words of curse. Then you started to realize this pattern. And same for me and same from all my clients. You need to realize so many people in the area, they don't have the success. Where they come from, they receive a lot of words of destruction there or no words of encouragement. Maybe you didn't receive words to curse you or discourage you, but maybe you didn't receive any words, any supports, any encouragement. And still today, then it's possible. The good news, and I'm going to finish with the good news. You cannot conquer what you don't identify. Then when you identify that and be honest, I want to know your comments right now. I want to know what you think about what I'm sharing, because I remember one of my clients, very successful, 14 businesses, almost billionaire. He hired me because he had some resistance in some area in his life. He was making money, a lot of employee, a lot of stuff, but one area he was not able to see the result. When we identify some reason, and some reason I just shared with you today, he realized in his family, his uncle faced the same pattern. And the words that was spoken over this kind of pattern was words of destruction, fear, doubt, anxiety, failure. And he started to have the same pattern in his life, but he didn't realize. And when we started to work on it, the good news is when you realize that, you target this real source and you start to speak life over yourself in this area. You start to speak your faith, you believe, you speak life, not just thinking about it. Speak, because you create by your words. Speak life. And you find people, you don't need a lot of people, but you find people, they're going to start to speak life with you for your success in this area. You're going to see the progress. You're going to start to sell more. You're going to start to see more money. You're going to start to see more increase in your life, change in your life. You identify that, you start to align your mouth with what you want to create. Stop to speak doubt, death, destruction, all kind of stuff, and start to speak the right thing. Bless yourself. Maybe your parents didn't bless you, support you, encourage you. This is why you have this resistance. But you can change that right now by your mouth. Life and death is in the power of your mouth, and you shall eat the fruit. You start to speak life. Open your mouth. Speak it. Don't just work on it. Don't just speak about it. Speak on it. Speak life. And find people that gonna come in agreement with you. Say, I believe in you. Let's go. You're gonna succeed in that. You're gonna have it. You have it. And you start to speak like it's already done. And you're gonna start to see the result. Hope this teaching blessed you today, like I was blessed to share this with you. Share your comments, like this video, subscribe, share this video if you know somebody struggling right now and would like to see more result. This information is more than just knowledge. It's transformation if you apply it. If you don't have yet my free PDF, 5 reasons why you're not making money, just download right now this free PDF. It's going to help you and support everything I share with you today. Bless you and see you in the next video. Bye-bye.